I've taken out dozens of wildlife officers, PhDs, and had them live interact with Sasquatch on multiple occasions. Trained in the art of tracking by a Cree Nation's elder and a military sniper, my skill sets include camouflage techniques using the terrain and its features to mask ground movement, counter surveillance, survival, evasion, and escape techniques. Hello, my name's Todd Standing. Thank you for taking the time to sit and watch one of my videos, this video in particular. I thought I'm a hands-on, boots on the ground, real kind of guy, and shocked and stunned by the way things are in this world. And I'm going to explain to you a lot of my perspective and the way I see things and what's actually really going on. So, as I've said so many times before, I'm the man that takes people out and shows them a Sasquatch. And really, what bothers me about that is, I mean, in this day and age, a skeptic would say, I don't believe the footage is real. I think he's tricking all these PhDs. I think he's fooling all these expeditioners, which is crap. When you come out with me and when you experience firsthand the way PhDs have, the way new PhDs are going to, the way Dr. Jeff Meldrum has Les Stroud Survivor Man, toughest badass backcountry, the Survivor Man. People like this that I take out, have them live interact with, or they eyewitness a Sasquatch like you see in my documentary, and the evidence we've been able to gather, I mean, what we've been able to build here, it blows my mind that it's not going to that next level. And there's two huge problems here that are stopping this from moving forward, and this is what the skeptics need to know. The media. I've been all over the media. I've been in all over North American media, all into the world, into the BBC, into Australia, all the countries. They all do stories on me. Every single time I tell them, don't take my word for it. I would like you to come out and see a Sasquatch. I tell them this. I have this year for the first time, after I was in the news with the Sasquatch court case, all these people that did stories on me all over the world, RT News, Russian News, BBC, New York Times, the list just goes on and on. I've got a list of, 80 different news outlets, Fox News here, and I'm not talking I sent it to the general, Fox News line. I sent it to the Fox News reporter that I spoke with. I sent it to his direct email. I sent this to the author of the New York Times who did the story on me. And what my offer was, plain and simple, was, come out, this is what the email says, I'm reading it verbatim. Come out in person to eyewitness a Sasquatch and my Sasquatch research for yourself. In Todd Standing's documentary, Discovering Bigfoot, Dr. Jeff Meldrum, PhD, eyewitnesses a Sasquatch, and now you can do the same. Don't take PhD Dr. Jeff Meldrum's word for it. Come out with me and I will show you a Sasquatch, right? And then one media person will be given the same opportunity in early October 2008. It goes on a little bit more. The successful candidate must be fit enough to hike 10 kilometers a day in mountainous backcountry conditions. Any footage you acquire is your own. Right? Figure it out for yourself. A couple of the smaller outlets tried to do something, but nobody ended up coming out, especially the big ones. The big ones didn't even respond. And boy, did I knew that was going to happen. When I was in Vancouver, the mighty city of Vancouver, Global News is one of the biggest news outlets out there. Boy, that little douchebag. He just kept smirking at me and giving me dirty looks, and he wrote a stupid story that didn't make any sense. Invented a bullshit story out of nothing because he knew this was all crap. I remember telling that guy, you know what, you little punk, I'll take your ass out and show you a Sasquatch. And you know what's really offensive about it, which really pisses me off, is that these people would freaking die. I risked my life to do this research. I love my life. I love my family. I want to live to be old and wise. I want to see my grandchildren. I love this beautiful planet passionately. People say I'm passionate about Sasquatch. That's the planet, the trees, the animals, the wildlife. That's what I'm passionate about. The beautiful next generation of children growing up. I want them to have a beautiful, wondrous place to live. But my little niche is Sasquatch. So the media, that's it. What else do I have to say about them? No balls at all, right? My documentary is one of the top documentaries of all time, on one of the biggest networks of all time, Netflix. And, not even bumping. Nobody's calling me. Nobody's challenging me. Well, actually, you should know every week, here's another problem. every week I get offers from networks. Right now it's Science Channel, it was Discovery Channel, it was History Channel, it was Nat Geo. It just goes, the list goes on and on. And all these people approach me and try to do a show with me. The problem with that is they want some bullshit crap show like other Bigfoot shows, I won't name any names, that are just totally garbage and fictitious. My show, I work with real PhDs. We have to get real things happening. We can't reality TV this. It has to be, reality TV's fake. One of my mentors and my friend, Survivor Man, is pissed off about reality TV. He has nothing to do with it. His show is real, and we call it documentary style television. What happens and how it happened is precisely what we're going to say, and nothing beyond that. So that's what Survivor Man's about. That's what he taught me. That's what my show's about. Exactly as you see it is exactly as it happened. In fact, more stuff happens off camera. So anyway, obviously, if you don't know as well, I've been into Fish and Wildlife officers. I've met with Fish and Wildlife officers from Alberta, British Columbia, Montana, Washington, and I would like to meet with them in California. I haven't done that yet. And also in Oregon. Because in those states, Sasquatch exists, and I could take wildlife officers out there and show them a Sasquatch. So I just wanted to talk about another little news story too. Obviously, how the government is also completely evading it. You have these politicians, many politicians. I'm going to pick on Republican Senator Ann Rivers, who introduced a bill, and I'm reading this. This is the bill she introduced. The new bill seeks to designate Sasquatch as the official cryptid of Washington State. I've heard all these senators and all these politicians talking about how it's cute and Sasquatch is this and Sasquatch is that. Do they even... I know they're trying to get their little media. I know they're trying to get their exposure. Do you realize, Senator Ann Rivers, I could take you out and show you a Sasquatch, or any politician in any one of these states, any senator, anybody up in high-end agriculture, anybody involved in fish and wildlife, do you realize I could take you out in your state and show you a Sasquatch? I'm telling you, I can do this. Watch my documentary Discovering Bigfoot. This is what I do. I'm trying to kind of punch in the face here, because I can take fish and wildlife out and show them. I'm not saying Senator Ann Rivers come out and show you a Sasquatch. I'm saying, why don't you send, have the intestinal fortitude enough to send out one of your wildlife officers, send out your top biologist who's completely convinced Bigfoot can't exist, and I will come back with that man on my own time. I will go out there. I expect him to be paid by the government. I'll do it for free on my time. And I will show that man a Sasquatch. I will show that man, and we will have such profound encounters and such visual and all the evidence I can show, the tracking, the marks they leave behind. The most skeptical man in the world, because believe me, I've done it. I've done it before. I'll continue to do it. We'll come back and say, holy crap, Sasquatch are real. We need to do something. Yes, we do. The discovery of the millennium is here now. Please, somebody, take me up on my challenge. The footage I've filmed of Sasquatch is real. Absolutely real. And I will get more footage, and I will get more DNA, and I will get more physical evidence. For God's sake, the work alone done by Dr. Jeff Meldrum should have buried this. His theoretical knowledge and even having the tracks as accepted as from a real being, but the being's not accepted. So, and in law, like, I'm going to continue to learn about law. I'm studying law. I have to do better with my court cases than I've done. Anyways, that's a whole other video. But, Senator Ann Rivers, your official bill designated to make Sasquatch the official cryptid, nicely worded, except you got a couple problems with the way you've worded that. The term cryptid, which I don't like at all, but the term is what Webster's dictionary defines as an animal's whose existence is disputed or unsubstantiated. I'm going to have to take out unsubstantiated, because there are eyewitness accounts, there is videos, there's substantiation of evidence. But let's go with the first section and say the animal's existence is disputed. Good, dispute it with me. Let me take somebody out there. Please, this is the problem, is nobody is actually disputing it. I say they exist. I say they're in Washington State. Washington State? Oh my God, they're in Washington State. My God, Washington State is like, man, that's the place for Sasquatch. Like, let's do this in Washington State, baby. I've filmed them in Washington State. You got Sasquatch there. They're there. There's a lot of them. There's laws in Washington State already. People dancing around and playing with that in Skamania, Washington, making them a protected species. Like, the groundwork is laid. Let's finish this. This is my challenge to media. I'll take you out and show you a Sasquatch. The biggest names in media. You know what? I've already talked to these people. You know what the truth is? You need to know this. When I say, hey, Anderson Cooper, let's go out and see a Sasquatch, they call me back, and then insurance gets involved, and they start saying it's too dangerous, they can't go backcountry like that. All the bullshit comes out. And you know, even someone like Anderson Cooper, who had been to Afghanistan, he's like, well, I was in Afghanistan, I can come out and do this discovery. And then they start talking and they realize this is worse. This is more dangerous. They're big, giant, freaking monsters roaming around in the wilderness. I'm not talking about Sasquatch. I'm talking about bears and mountain lions. They'll kill you. Backcountry conditions, avalanches. There's so many things that can go wrong. And when insurance companies get involved and they go, this is extremely dangerous, and this is what I do, they say no. They really don't have the balls to do it. The man who had the balls to do it was Survivor Man. I don't know how he got away with it, but his insurance sure didn't cover it properly, but he got out, got it done, and so did Jeff Meldrum, so did PhD wildlife biologist John Bitternagel. All those things are in my documentaries or in the episodes of Survivor Man, but you gotta know the truth. I mean, this is blowing my mind. I had no idea that Fish and Wildlife would be so pathetic. Back in 2007, when I started this journey, and the first thing I ever wanted to happen was Fish and Wildlife to come out with me, and they never showed up, and they chickened out, and they refused it, blew my mind, And the conspiracy goes so deep, and it's so far, but it doesn't have to be this way. You want some senator? There's Bigfoot eroticas making big news right now, which is freaking disgusting. What a pig thing! It's like gorilla or chimpanzee erotica. That's disgusting. I can't believe that's being even talked about, but that's how pathetic things are going right now. That's getting coverage. That's news. Bigfoot erotica. What the hell? So I challenge anybody in a position of power in the government within Alberta, British Columbia, Montana, Oregon, Washington State, or California, anybody at any level, a mayor wants to go to his Fish and Wildlife officer and say, we'd like to get this done. Let's be famous. Let's make the discovery of the millennium. Call me. It doesn't even have to be public. I'll do it behind closed doors. I don't care. I just want this to get done. I'll come out and show you people Sasquatch. I'll show you everything you need to know, and you can take all the credit. I just want it out there. I just want it written about in textbooks. I want primatologists to stop going all the bloody way to Africa when we have the most incredible, amazing, man-like primates are right here on this continent. That's what I want. It's all I've ever wanted. So I think that's a freaking bold challenge. I'm challenged, and some scary stuff's gone on even with this court case that people don't know about. Do you know that I offered up my video evidence and my documentary as evidence? I swore an affidavit that that's real Sasquatch footage and that's a real documentary precisely as it happened. I've put my ass on the line and I did it with no fear. Come prove that's fake. You can't. It's not possible to prove it's fake. It's real. And you know what I'll say at the end of the day? Have a good look at that individual. I'll go show you him in real life. Real life. Moving around, doing incredible primate things. Those videos are of living beings that live and breathe in the North American forests. That's my rant. That's me telling it like it is. So, I want to get this done. If you know somebody who has the balls to get this done, who can help me win the court cases, or a Fish and Wildlife officer somewhere, even, you know what? It takes balls just to say Sasquatch aren't real. I'm going to take this guy's challenge and I'm going to prove how he's been hoaxing people. Bring it. Every single time people come out like that, without question. You think Jeff Meldrum was all agreeable? He was not. John Bitternagel? You know what the first conversation I had with Survivor Man was? I'll never forget it. He sat down with me and said, look, you're pretty famous, you've done lots of stuff, your videos are out there. If I prove you a hoax, I'm a hero. If I prove you're telling the truth, right? And guess what he did? So, live interacted with Sasquatch and filmed the top of the head of a Sasquatch. Doesn't get any tougher backcountry Survivor Man. I feel like I went and got the best in the world Les Stroud, John Bitternagel, Jeff Meldrum. I challenged them all to come out with me, and I won. And where am I at now? Well, I paid for all that. I worked for all that. I'm hoping that somebody somewhere up nice and high is going to say, I don't buy it. Come out. Let's do this. So the challenge is out there. I fight for this discovery, as do many, many people. So if you want to get on board with this cooperation, go to my website. You can get involved. There are many people getting involved. My cooperation is expanding dramatically. I just hired a new manager. I'm hiring all these people that want to work and do things. So if you want to get involved with this and help me call people out and make this discovery process move forward, however painful that might be, let's do this. Let's get together. My website is sylvaner.com. Thank you very much for your time.